Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And all I can say is, lo, it has come to pass. I have said for some time that Scotland will devolve into a lawless society. There'll be so few police, they'll be so overstretched that effectively they will not investigate anything but the most serious crimes. And that is what they've just announced that they're doing. They're effectively giving up, and if you want to commit a crime, go to Scotland. You're going to get away with it because they're not even going to investigate, let alone put any sort of half-decent work in to try to catch anybody. Unless you are committing very serious crimes, you're going to get away with it. Bit of burglary, knock yourself out. Bit of, stealing from a shop, no worries. We're not even going to attend. Nice kid, nice bike kid, smacks her off, steals bike. Now we'll give you a crime number. Everything like that. Lawless, wild west Scotland, and all because the SNP don't want policemen. If they can keep the policemen so tied up with all the trivia, nobody will be looking at what the SNP are doing. Of course, that's what they are saying. Except in certain areas, of course, there'll be certain areas where the police will be very much investigating. If you say something something nasty, if you have the wrong think or the wrong say, then the police will be coming for you then. But, if you're just a burglar, they're not interested. Let's take a look and see how bad it's going to get in Scotland. And all I say to you is you all need to go out now and get yourself a licence. Let's have a look. So the police give up the ghost in SNP's lawless Scotland and will no longer investigate every crime. And for every, you can read any. Because more or less, they just haven't got the resources to do it. Police chiefs say it will free up rank and file officers, but critics reckon the only winner will be the criminals. The worst of this is, you're now going to get crime tourism. Criminals in the north of England. So if someone lives Northumberland, Cumbria, North Yorkshire, even Greater Manchester, I suppose, anywhere like that. Where's Middlesbrough? That way. The County Durham. Cleveland, isn't it? Middlesbrough's Cleveland. Anywhere basically that level and up. Why would they commit a crime in England where they've got a chance of being investigated in court, or driving north, going into the border region or whatever and committing the crime there, knowing full well that they've got very little chance indeed of ever being caught? It's an absolute free-for-all. And that's what's going to happen. There'll be criminal migrants going up, doing a day's criminaling, and then coming back down, knowing they're completely free. Nobody's going to catch them. Nobody's even going to investigate. Nobody's going to turn up. Oh, look, the alarm's going off. How long have we got? Till Tuesday. It's going to increase the likelihood of vigilantism. And that is something that's going to happen. People will not put up with it. People will sit there and they will. Anyone commits the crime, there's going to be trouble. Anyway, Police Scotland will no longer investigate every crime in the country as the SNP cuts are blamed for putting Scots at risk. And just think that the most people who get burgled tend to be the poorer. This is absolutely true because most criminals do their crime in the areas in which they live. And that means that people who are sort of further down the social spectrum tend to be more the victims of crime. But they're also more the ones who vote SNP. And so what will happen is the SNP voters are going to see this massive uplift in crime and they'll go, oh, what's happening? Why are we getting crime? Well, it's because you voted SNP. It's as simple as that. You vote SNP, you're going to get crime. The National Force made the decision after a pilot project in the northeast of the country was deemed a success by top brass, according to reports. A success by them, but not, I suspect, a success by the people in the northeast. It meant thousands of minor crimes will not be followed up by officers. These are thought to include offences such as vandalism and thefts and break-ins if there's no CCTV evidence or leads. Senior staff reckon it will free up rank and file officers, but it sparked concern. It will be a boost for the criminals. It will be an absolute free-for-all. We all know it. I know it. You know it. The police know it. Scottish Conservative Justice spokesman Russell Findlay said Savage and sustained SNP cuts and their weak justice agenda have left police numbers at their lowest since 2008, with officers now unable to investigate certain crimes. It should be a source of shame for ministers that this dangerous pilot scheme looks set to be rolled out across Scotland. He said the public are not even being told what crimes will not be investigated, nor how these decisions will be made. Our hard-working police officers did not sign up for this. Communities don't deserve it, and the only winners are the criminals. And in the unlikely event that they're caught, chances are they won't go to prison because the prisons are so filled. And so what happens? You're getting grown men committing R against children and getting litter picking duty. So what do you have to do to go to prison in Scotland? I tell you, if ever I need to go on a bit of a crime spree, I'm in the car. I'll drive 2 hours, boom, 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 cross that border. Free for all. Fill your boots. Go on. Steal from there. Steal from there. Break that car. Oh, he's got, that's nice. Have that. What's going to happen? Nothing. According to the Daily Mail, the decision was rubber stamped at a meeting of the Scottish Police Authority this week. Chief Constable Joe Farrell insisted it was not a policy of investigation. She said the force was committed to investigating crimes. Well, that's a lie. You can only investigate them if they're there. You're not investigating them if you're saying no. But we want the reporting of those crimes to be easy to do and for those investigations to be proportionate and appropriate. Which means, well, we're only going to do serious crimes. That's what she's saying. She says what this seeks to do is look at alternative approaches to the way in which we investigate and manage crime. Yeah, alternative approach meaning we're not going to investigate it or manage it. We'll give you a crime number so you can claim on your insurance. Off you go. And that's it. That's it. Unless it's a serious crime, nothing is going to happen in Scotland. You're left on your own. Go and get yourself a big long tube where you put things in at one end and do that. Can't say the words. YouTube don't like them, but you know exactly what I mean. It goes boom twice. One of them. And obviously, we're going to need it. It's the only way you're going to keep the people out. Or at least if they do come in, they won't come in. They won't go out upright. Anyway, it's led to calls for evaluation reports of the pilot scheme that covered Aberdeen and Aberdeenshire to be published. But they won't publish them. Deputy Chief Constable Malcolm Graham said it would be put into the front of the board at a future date. But they don't want to publish it. You can guarantee this will take a Freedom of Information Act. And even then, it will be massively redacted. He said, based on our findings this early pilot period in Aberdeen and Aberdeenshire, the key that lies behind is that every crime report is subject to an individual assessment, and that won't change. And clearly there are extremes in that, and we put far more resource into murder or an R investigation than we would put into a report of antisocial behaviour in a local community. And it's exactly the little things like the antisocial behaviour stuff that will lead to vigilantism and people being, tarred and feathered. Not literally, I mean like serious things happening. Those people are just have enough in an area and they will start doing things and they'll just burn a family out. Your kids are bastards. Move. No. Firebomb. That will happen. He says if there's no lines of inquiry that can be pursued, then we shouldn't be in some way setting up the expectation. No, but you should at least turn up. Turning up and showing and making a presence felt and being seen is a deterrent, and it must happen. He said around 1 in every 20 crimes would likely be affected. More like 1 in 20 crimes would only ever be investigated. David Threadgold, chairman of the Scottish Police Federation, said this strategy is being driven purely by finance and not by basic policing principles, and that is a problem, and we all know it, and that's the end of that. But you keep cutting budgets, you keep making the job harder, and then when they do eventually catch someone, you let them go or give them such a minor punishment that it's no deterrent to them. It's no wonder cops aren't wanting to do the job. They've got a massive recruiting problem. And now they've actually got a recruiting freeze, but they need 1,000 more officers. But nobody wants to pay for it. And it's just going to get worse. But then, you vote SNP and this is what you get. Lawless Scotland. Never mind. Coming up. Now I'm going to tell you here to watch the next video. It's also about the police, but it's about the police that will be investigating things, but not because they're particularly vigilant. It's because of what the crime is. And it's a crime which they definitely will, because their political masters have said that this crime must be investigated. So do take a look at that one. But that's generally what it is. They're only going to investigate certain crimes that are politically expedient to do so, or the very serious ones. Everyone else, you're on your own. You better get some protection. Thanks for listening. I shall finish there. Take care, stay safe, stay well, and I will speak to you later. Bye.